Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be starting out the video like this because I'm getting ready to go out, and I figured I would just do the story time while I got ready. So yeah, I asked y'all on Instagram if y'all wanted to see the story time or the 4th of July makeup tutorial, and the story time won by 80%. So yeah, the story I told y'all was gonna be about when I was 12 that I almost went to juvie. Okay, Eduardo doesn't think I should be saying stuff like this because, you know, it was back then, but I'm telling him, like, I don't see it like a bad thing anymore because it's my past, you know, it's not who I am anymore. And by the way, the story I'm about to tell y'all is way before I met Eduardo. And I don't know, when I met Eduardo, I changed a lot for him because he didn't like the stuff I was doing, and he was the one that was always keeping me out of trouble. So yeah, this was way before. Okay, so anyways, when I was 12, I think I was 12, but I know for sure I was in 7th grade. I thought that I was a little bad, and I used to try to fight everybody who would talk shit about me, or anyone who didn't dislike me. I mean, anybody who disliked me. And you know, it just made me mad that people didn't like me. Like, for some reason I thought that everybody had to like me, you know, but clearly as I grew up, I understood that wasn't the point, you know? Anyways. I would basically try to fight anybody who didn't like me. So, like, if you gave me a dirty look, I would go try to fight you because I'd be like, what, bitch? But, anyways. There was this one day, I went to school just like any other day, you know? I think that day I was not having a good day. I woke up that morning and for some reason I was in a bad mood, and I went to school, and I think I had a boyfriend. I had a little boyfriend, you know, whatever. Okay, anyways, that day he had pissed me off in the morning, and I was already mad. I remember now. Okay, so basically what I've told you guys so far, I was in 7th grade, I was a little bad bitch, and I wanted everybody to like me, and if you didn't like me, I wanted to fight you. So that day, I wasn't having a good day, I woke up in a bad mood, I was fighting with my little ex-boyfriend or whatever, and oh, I forgot I was gonna tell y'all, I knew why we were fighting. So we were fighting because he was friends with the girl that was talking mess about me, and then he was like, don't fight her, don't do anything, and I was like, no, like, you know, this bitch was talking shit about me, now I'm gonna fuck her up. Anyways, so I was mad because I was like, oh, you're just taking her side or whatever, you know. And then he was like, it's not that, you're fighting her for no reason, not everybody's gonna like you, and so on and so on. And so I woke up that morning because I was like, I don't care, as soon as I see her at school, I'm gonna walk up to her and ask her why she's talking shit about me. And so, you know how little middle schoolers are all messy and crap, and they're like, if you're fucking talking shit about me, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass or whatever. Anyways, that's how I was. And so I don't know why, for some reason I wanted everybody to be scared of me. Like, I liked that everybody like tried to fight me, you know? I don't know, it was stupid. Anyways, back to my story. So as soon as I saw that girl, it was two, and they were cousins. I'm not gonna say their names, we're gonna call them Emma and what should we name the other one? We're gonna call them Emma and Bailey. So Emma and Bailey were cousins. She was really small, like really small. Like I'm not that tall, and that girl was small, like skinny, thin, like freaking stick small, and everybody was like, you're gonna freaking break her. And so the other one was in my grade, and she was a little bigger than me. So I was like, I don't care, I'll fight both of them, blah blah blah. So okay, the one that's in my grade is Bailey, and the little itty bitty one is Emma. So I love this song, hold on. So me and Bailey had the same first period, and so I was obviously gonna see her in the morning. So on my way to first period, there was like stairs and stuff to get, like right where my first period was, there was like stairs going up right there. So like I was crying, mad, whatever, and as soon as I seen her walking up the stairs, I walked up to her and I pushed her against the wall, and I was like, why are you talking all this shit about me on Instagram and posting stuff about me, and you know, like, what's your problem with me? And she just started crying. I'm fucking up my eyeshadow. I remember she just started crying, and some other kid was like, why are you crying? Like, she hasn't even hit you yet, and you're over there talking all this mess about her. And then okay, anyways, and then she was crying and stuff, and like I grabbed her and I like put her right in front of me, and so I guess she thought I was gonna throw her down the stairs or whatever. And then after that, some teacher, my first period teacher got there, and she took me off of her, and she was like, you need to calm down. And I was like, well, she needs to stop talking all this mess about me or whatever. And then no, actually, yeah, it was my first period teacher, but she didn't take me off for her. It was Officer Sparks. He was the one that got me off of her, because they went up there, because apparently, I can't remember what's going on, that she couldn't get me off of her because, you know, my teacher wasn't that big. She was like small too. Anyways, so she called them up there, and then they went up there, and then Officer Sparks took me down there, and then he took me to his not to his office, because he's the high school cop. So the middle school cop was called, I can't remember what his name was, but his name was, I'm gonna call him Mr. Lee. I think that was his name. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna call him that. And he was like, what's going on? And then from there, they took me to the principal's office, and that principal, I feel like he didn't like me, but then, you know, with time, I realized it's not that he didn't like me, it's just that I got in trouble a lot. So, he was like, because that wasn't my first fight, like, I used to get in fights all the time, so he was like, why do you try to fight everyone who doesn't like you? Not everybody's gonna like you. And he would always tell me that, and he would always like make analogies of stuff, and like I never got anything about what he said, you know, because I never really paid attention to him, and I just thought like whatever he said was dumb. So I wouldn't really pay attention to him when he was trying to tell me like real shit advice, you know. So then they got that was the assistant principal. Then they got the main principal in there, and she was like, why are you trying to throw that girl down the stairs? And then they were trying to like accuse me of like attempted murder or whatever, and I was like, the fuck, bitch, I'm tall, I wasn't trying to kill this bitch, I was just trying to shut her up. So then that's when both of the cops went in there, and they were like that I had to show up at court or something like that. And I was like, for what? So then they wouldn't tell me anything else. They just said, that I was gonna have to go to court. And then my parents went up there and they were talking to my parents for a while, and I was just sitting outside. And then the office teacher or whatever, she was like, why are you always getting in trouble? Like, it's not good for you to get in trouble. She's like, I told you many times before already. Like, she acted like she was my mom, you know, because she was Mexican or whatever. And y'all know how Mexican moms are. They just like tell everybody everything, you know. And so I was just like whatever, like ignoring her, you know. And I was texting my friends what was going on, because they were like, wait, so what happened, what's going on? And then my parents came out of the office, and then they told me to go in, and I was just sitting there, and my parents were signing some papers, and they were like, don't even try to get a lawyer for her to go up there or whatever. They were like, she's gonna go to jail for sure. I mean, not to jail, obviously, it was to juvie. And so I was just like, whatever, you know. And so I felt like the cop was racist back then, but you know, he's not, because he liked me afterwards. So what's it called, by the way, that cop calls me a little terrorist, because my birthday is on 9/11. Like, I was born the exact day, and he just calls me little terrorist because he thinks it's funny, you know. I kind of thought it was I thought it was racist back then, but then, you know, with time I thought it was funny. But yeah, anyways, so after that, like, my parents took me home, and like, it was quiet. And then they were like, why do you keep getting in trouble? Like, you don't think we get tired of coming up here? And like, they were like, this is embarrassing and all this other crap, giving me life lessons. I was just sitting there like, whatever. And then they were mad about it too, because, you know, like, I kind of like, it was kind of like I got bullied, but nobody did anything about it, so I always stood up for myself. And like, people like to mess with me on purpose, because they knew like I would, like, basically, like, everybody would try to mess with me just to fight me, you know, because they knew like I would fight whoever was talking crap about me, you know, like anyone. Like, it was always all over the school. Like, it was so much drama. And so people would like to mess with me because they thought it was funny, you know. And so I don't know, like, I felt like I had to stand up for myself because nobody else would. Like, I tried the whole going to the teacher thing or whatever. No one ever did anything about it. My mom, like, went up there so many freaking times because people used to mess with me and they wouldn't do anything about it. And so I eventually learned to stand up for myself. And so this all actually started when I was in 5th grade. Since then, people started to like mess with me and stuff. And like, ever since 5th grade all the way to 7th grade, when 6th grade is where like I kind of started, like, you know, standing up for myself or whatever. And then like actually talking back to whoever said anything to me. And then in 7th grade was like where I was constantly fighting people all the time. And so anyways, after I went home, we went home first and I ate, and my parents took my phone. And then after that, my parents went to go look for a lawyer. And then well, we all went together, you know, because I kind of had to tell the lawyer what was going on. So I told him what was going on, and then the next day I had to show up to court like really early in the morning. And I was scared. And then like so we just sat there and like waited for the judge. And then when the judge got there, it was just me There was nobody else. It was like a really small court, and the girl wasn't there or whatever, and her parents weren't there either, which I was like, what the fuck, you know? I thought they would be there. But anyways, the judge was like saying all this crap, and then at the end he was like that I was found guilty for whatever I did because they had it on camera. And so I started crying because I was like, bro, what the fuck, I'm about to go to jail. Anyways, then my lawyer was like, can I get a 5-minute recess with my client or whatever? And then we went in a room, and he was talking, I can't remember everything he said, but he was talking about asking like for a plea deal or something, because he thought that I was guilty at first, but then I don't know what happened, that he found some other way for me to get away with just probation. And so he ended up getting me 6 months of probation, and I think it was 74 hours of community service. 74 or 80, I can't remember, but it was a lot. So at all the football games and stuff, I was picking up trash and wearing this big orange t-shirt, and that's how I got to know all the cops. Anyways, so yeah, that happened, and I got kicked out of school basically for like a month and a half, and I went to this other place called DAP. I couldn't go anywhere near the schools or I would get a ticket and go to jail for sure. I couldn't fight anybody or anything after that, because if I did try to fight anyone, I would obviously get arrested for sure. Like, I couldn't get any more trouble basically. And it sucks so bad after that, because so many people still tried to mess with me and fight me or whatever when I went back to school. There was even one point where these girls were messing with my little sister. I think it was 8th grade whenever I went back to school. These girls were messing with my little sister, and like I was like pissed, you know. We went up to the principal and told them multiple times. Again, they didn't freaking do shit. And so then the big sister of the girl who was bullying my little sister tried to fight me. She literally went up to me and grabbed me by my hair, and I was standing there trying not to fucking hit her. She was like saying shit to my ear, you know. I was about to turn around and hit her whenever the cop came, and he was like, you need to let go of her, because if you don't, I'm gonna let her hit you back. And so the girl let go of my hair, and then they called us to the office, and like I told them what happened and everything. And so the cop finally did something about it, because the principal wasn't doing anything, you know. And yeah, the cop was like, if you try to mess with her again or like do anything to her, I'm gonna let her hit you and all this other stuff, which was really funny, because after that they stopped messing with me and my little sister. And then after that, like, I slowly started getting away from all of this, like, because when I was finishing my probation is when I met Eduardo, because that summer we went to California. And then I don't know, once I met Eduardo, everything changed, and I stopped getting in trouble. Like, I stopped doing all the bad stuff I was doing, because, you know, he was there for me all the time and stuff, and I didn't have to, like, I had somebody there for me, you know. And ever since then, my life changed. I actually, during freshman year, I almost got in another fight, but that didn't happen either. So yeah, that's the story of how I almost went to jail when I was 12. They were trying to accuse me of attempted murder when I, you know, that hadn't even crossed my mind. I was obviously just at the wrong place. You know, if I would have waited for her to like take a couple more steps, then I would have been just fine. But just because we were near the stairs, that girl was like, she was trying to push me down the stairs and she almost killed me or whatever. When that's not even true. I just want her to shut up about me. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And before, actually her mom was gonna go up there that day. The night before, her mom was, I texted that girl first before I said anything to her at school, because I found out on our way home that day. I think it was on a Thursday. And then the next day, which was Friday, is when I went up to her at school. But anyways, that I texted her on Instagram. So yeah, that's basically the story of it. I'm gonna try to film the yoga challenge next week because somebody hasn't wanted to do it. He's always freaking tired. So yeah, I'm also going to film a vlog of us going to Magic Mountain because we got our memberships again this year, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope y'all enjoy this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't, turn on the bell button so you get notified every time I upload, and stay tuned for my next video. Peace out.